The Velux 5 Oceans Round the World yacht race edged nearer to a dramatic conclusion yesterday as Zbigniew Kwiatkowski crossed the finish line off the French coast at 3:07 p.m. local time to take third position in Ocean Sprint 5, but a very commendable second place overall. Since leaving La Rochelle on the 17th of October last year, the Pole had perhaps faced more hardship and technical problems than the rest of the fleet put together. A catalogue of issues and calamities included a badly cut head, a damaged sail, a failing keel, a destroyed bowsprit, a broken rib and an unscheduled stop for repairs in Brazil. However, through thick and thin, the man nicknamed Gutek displayed extraordinary tenacity and bravery aboard his boat Operon Racing. The skipper from Gdansk finished second in the first 3 ocean sprints, which placed him second overall in the standings behind Brad Van Loo. But after that enforced pit stop in Brazil, Kwiatkowski finished last on leg 4, leaving him tied for second overall with arch-rival Canadian Derek Hatfield. Heading into Ocean Sprint 5, it was a straight shootout between Kwiatkowski and Hatfield for second spot on the podium. But yet again, trouble came the way of Poland's top solo sailor, with Gutek suffering damage to the top of his mast. He then picked up a stray fishing net, which got caught around his keel, slowing his progress. To make matters worse, along with Hatfield, the Pole had to momentarily change course to offer assistance to fellow competitor Chris Stanmore Major, whose emergency distress beacon had been activated by accident. To cap it all, a broken keel ram brought with it some anxious hours, just days before the conclusion of the final sprint across the Atlantic. In spite of all these issues, Kwiatkowski ploughed on relentlessly, holding off Hatfield's challenge to finish the Velux 5 Oceans in second place. It was only 18 hours after the Pole completed his global adventure that France's warm blue skies greeted Kwiatkowski's fierce rival, Derek Hatfield. The man from Mahone Bay crossed the finish line at 9:07 a.m. this morning, signalling a successful end to his third attempt at sailing solo around the world. The Canadian had shown dogged determination throughout the last 8 months of intense competition to clinch third place on the podium and fourth in Ocean Sprint 5. Like his Polish adversary, Hatfield had his fair share of dramas during his single-handed circumnavigation of the planet. In the opening sprint to Cape Town, the 58-year-old effectively went through the doldrums twice, which left him mentally and physically drained. On his way to Wellington during Ocean Sprint 2, Hatfield ran dangerously low on water and food supplies. Having successfully rounded the infamous Cape Horn in leg 3, he experienced major problems with his navigation instruments on his way up the Atlantic to Punta del Este in Uruguay. In Ocean Sprint 4, the journey to Charleston started with a suspected keel problem and a possible detour to Brazil for repairs. Fortunately for Hatfield, the keel issue failed to materialise, and the former policeman finished leg 4 in a strong second place, which set him up for that final showdown with Kwiatkowski across the Atlantic. But with all those issues and problems now a distant memory, a jubilant Hatfield celebrated aboard his Eco 60 yacht Active House with partner Patty-Ann Verberg, who had been an important part of Hatfield's round-the-world campaign. So after what had been a race filled with the most intense competition, Zbigniew Kwiatkowski and Derek Hatfield guided their boats into port for the final time, to the applause and cheers of the assembled well-wishers. Accompanying Gutek back onto dry land aboard his boat Operon Racing were his wife Eliza and daughter Susanna. And it wasn't long before the champagne corks were popping, heralding the success of the two skippers, marking a close to the 2010-2011 edition of the Velux 5 Oceans. Derek Hatfield maintains his position as Canada's most distinguished solo sailor, while Kwiatkowski becomes the first Pole to ever race solo around the world. It was an emotional Gutek who stepped onto French soil for the first time in over 8 months.
Honestly, I have to thank someone there. He helped me so much. I'm really happy to be here, but I will remember my troubles during the race. It was too much. When I will start again in the same competition, something like that, please never again the same level of the troubles, because they're making a lot of stressful time for me. But I'm really happy. I'm here. You know what? If someone give me the second position just before the start, I take in the black tie. You know, so it's like a miracle for me. Everyone knows my boat is the slowest in the fleet, so second position is a perfect position. It's amazing. I don't know. I have to right now get used the normal civil life because I forgot that I spent the 7 months at the Wielki 5 Oceans. So I don't know. Maybe I have to go to the special doctor. They check my mind. Maybe something is wrong.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Good to see you, man. Good to be here.
Well, it is. It's a fantastic feeling. You know, 2 years in the preparation, long gestation period of getting ready, and then 8 months spread over. You know, I haven't counted the miles yet, but it's got to be close to 30,000 miles, and it's just an amazing thing. Of course, you never know until you get here, until you're going to be able to finish this, because you know I've done previous race around the world where I didn't finish, and it was devastating. So you can imagine how it feels now getting here, finishing it off, getting a podium finish overall, and so I feel just stuffed. It has been tough, and it is a challenge. The mental part of it, and believe it or not, the stopovers are challenging. The stopovers make it difficult, more difficult than, say, the Vendée Globe. I've done the Vendée Globe as well, and it's more difficult than that because you have these stops where you wind down, and you have to go through that stop, and you have to get the boat ready, and then wind it all back up again. So it's 5 major races back to back, and that's why it is the ultimate solo challenge.
So after 5 grueling ocean sprints and over 30,000 miles of hard racing, there was one last photo opportunity for the 4 skippers from 4 different nations.
Brilliant. Come on. 1, 2, 3, go.
Whilst fierce rivals out on the water, the newfound friendship between Brad Van Loo, Zbigniew Gutkowski, Derek Hatfield and Chris Downwell Major was plain to see. But before long, it was time to say au revoir to La Rochelle and farewell to this edition of the Wielki 5 Oceans.